I will go ahead and hit go live on YouTube, and we will be live then.
Okay, cool.
Live.
All right, we're live, guys. We're doing it live. Doing it live.
Live and living in 2023. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another amazing episode.
What the FiGPiN?
Man, let me tell you what. We are super excited to be here tonight. First show of the year. Always a pleasure to have my amazing co-hosts on. I myself is Battle. We have our other wonderful host, Punk Zandy. Alex, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
Trying to survive already. Doing really well.
It's good. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah.
Sir John, how are you this evening?
I'm doing much better. And if you haven't checked your email, as of 9 o'clock, it looked like AMC went ahead and started sending out emails that their AMC exclusive Namor was being shipped. So I'm doing great right now. I'm excited to get that pin.
That's awesome. That's awesome. One of those pretty elusive pins that if you didn't have your finger on the pulse might have slipped past you.
Very true.
Well, episode 48 is a very special one because we have our very famous guest, Dan, FiGPiN.KiNGPiN. Greetings, sir. How are you this evening?
Good, man. Thanks for having me, guys. Nice to be on here. I think this is my third time on the show.
Yep, very much.
48. Yeah, man. So thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure as always. Pleasure as always. For the people watching that may not know, Dan, of course, is the CEO of FiGPiN. Amazing person. He has a lot of really good ideas. If you want to learn more about him, definitely watch tonight. Go back to, I think it was episode 18. We do a lot bigger in-depth stuff about him that maybe you'll catch more information on from last time. So definitely an honor and a pleasure to have you. I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Very cool. Do you guys want me to start, or you guys want to go ahead and jump in? What do you want to do?
Let's get it, John.
All right.
Start us off.
Well, before we start, there's a comment saying that Dan is an amazing rapper. Is that a skill that you have, Dan?
I might have to have a few drinks in before that starts up, you know.
All right.
Well, cheers.
Well, there's a lot of people going ahead and saying that they've witnessed it, and it's true.
Oh man, that's awesome.
We also do want to go ahead and just shout out everyone that's in the chat there. I already tried to scroll up to go ahead and start giving shout outs, but there's just way so much chatter going on. So we just wanted to go ahead and welcome everyone that is joining us live. We appreciate you. So thank you for joining us this evening. Make sure you're hitting that like button. If not, please go ahead and also hit that subscribe button so you can go ahead and keep tabs on what we are doing. It's crazy.
What might be a...
Go ahead, Battle. Sorry.
I was just going to say real quick, one of the shout outs that might be a special one today is happy birthday, Getty Up. I believe it is his birthday today. So happy birthday for anybody else that had a birthday recently. Happy birthday.
Very true. Yeah, definitely awesome. But Dan was just sharing with us that he was asking what episode number this was, and it's 48. So, Alex and Battle, it's crazy to think that we've done 47 episodes prior to this one as What the FiGPiN. I know that we had our previous show that just transformed into What the FiGPiN, but it's crazy to think. So I just wanted to appreciate both of you, and it's been fun. I'm looking forward to another 47 more for this year.
Oh man, I'm super excited. It's come a long way. I know we have grandiose ideas of making it even better, so super excited.
Dan, we'll jump right into it with you, my friend. I know that you just had a giveaway on your Instagram page, and you had mentioned that you were asking people what their favorite FiGPiN was for 2022. I'm pretty sure I saw that you had posted that Ultra 2 U2 of Altair was your favorite FiGPiN. So can you give us why Altair as U2? What was special about the Assassin's Creed line that made you guys go ahead and want to have it be an Ultra?
Well, I think this goes back to kind of the beginning, right? So God, this was probably like spring of 2016. And Eric had just started in the Mill Creek office. And we were, again, the company spun out of another company called CMD Collectibles. And CMD Collectibles is really like a manufacturing agency. We would work with GameStop or ThinkGeek or Jinx or Loot Crate to develop products underneath their licenses. That Mojo was a client, like plush toys, sculpted coffee mugs, foam weapons. Like, dude, like the list was long. And actually, Amato had a big hand in this too. Amato was prototyping and creating a lot of stuff. So anyways, we started to get more and more into enamel pins, and especially in the loot crates. That became kind of like a little jewel piece in some of these loot crates that we were developing. And ThinkGeek was kind of broad in its licensing, that they had a lot of categories. And it was kind of like if you had an idea, you could kind of bring it to them and develop something. We thought Street Fighter was really fun as a property and said, let's get into a pin set idea. So we developed this little arcade box with the pins. And I think at that time, I was telling Eric about this idea of kind of these figural pins that could stand up or pin. And actually, Amato and I had tinkered on these concepts kind of going back into 2015. But anyways, it was just kind of a right moment, right place. We were doing a lot of work with Ubisoft at the time on collector edition type projects. And I always thought the Assassin's Creed line had cool characters. And we first just did a size up a Ryu from that Street Fighter set in 3-inch with the kickstand back that we kind of like tinkered with. I thought, this is kind of cool. Let's build one from scratch. So Eric really poured himself into the line work of Altair. And we had it made, I think, in three different materials. Even we had like a soft enamel version done. Then we had actually a stamped version done in bronze and also zinc alloy. And when we got the samples back, I just remember looking at it and thinking like, fuck, this is really dope, man. Like these are cool. And I know Eric had the same reaction. We were just like, man, this is really cool. So then we just started kind of like getting some momentum going. And so when Altair came as kind of like the next Ultra, and to kind of see that line work and, in the brass, not the brass, but the copper, and kind of as an Ultra, it just, was kind of a really cool culmination of like 6 years of history from kind of that beginning moment all the way to kind of holding this piece kind of in the hand, of what we had there,
Very cool. And
definitely a highlight.
Is there any, what was the strategy thought process behind putting Altair as well as pin number 1000 and then having, those pins come out of the, retirement vaulted status and be made into a box set?
Well, I think there we're kind of getting into like the original pins, right? In the plating that they were done in, Altair and the silver plating, the other guys and kind of their plating with their backer cards, with their numbers, like those have been vaulted and retired. For us to consider a pin new, it would have a different plating. It would have a different backer card. It would have, something like that would give it the warranty to have a new FiGPiN number and be a pin. So we don't consider really bringing those out of retirement. We kind of went back and visited those and then did a variant kind of box set, of that. And ironically, man, I remember sitting down at Toy Fair in 2000, God, man, it might have been 2018, talking with Rob, who was at Ubisoft, he's not there anymore, talking about doing an Assassin's Creed box set. At that time, I think we're talking like black and gold, which ended up being kind of the look for the Ultras. But anyways, the whole idea of an Assassin's box set with those kind of key characters kept kind of footballing to the next kind of year. And we finally just kind of put the foot down and said, do it. And, Eric actually had to go in, and we learned a lot from the designing of those original Assassin's Creed pins with a factory who were using the time. And so we don't work with them anymore. It's a brand new factory. It's brand new molds. And if you probably look closely at the one side by side, you'll see really kind of like a nice kind of smooth hand and kind of like real polish. Has anyone got a box set yet? Has anyone Y'all ship to me yet?
No, I haven't got the box set yet.
I haven't got mine yet. I bought 2 of them. So I haven't got mine either, but I'm looking forward to kind of like having them and kind of looking at side by side to really kind of see the polish and the finish and everything.
Nice.
Oh man, that's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, we're excited, man. And I know that Amato, when he was hinting at, what pin number 1000 would be, and he was talking about it has feathers in it. So I get that, tie into Assassin's Creed. And then it was, talking about going back to your roots. So I know obviously with the story that you just shared, Assassin's Creed kind of has been, a part of your history from the beginning. So I think it's awesome. I'm excited to receive the box set. Ultra, U2 is awesome too. And I believe Battle and Alex have theirs as well. So
I definitely got those in. So thought open up the Ultra. I freaking loved it. One of the things I'm still kind of interested in, maybe I just don't remember, but I'd be interested to kind of get the background of how you guys came up with the little badge that went with it. The way it has the design and the background behind the F, the FiGPiN is super cool. And man, the other one is I was telling these guys, I got so busy at work, I forgot to order my Assassin's Creed box set, and I was putting the logo and stuff together last night for the show, and I went to go look for some images and stuff, and I was like, oh no, it's sold out, I forgot to buy it. And right about that same time, all of a sudden one went back in stock, and I bought it right away. And I don't know if it's legit or not, but I'm praying that it worked out. So yeah, I'm super excited to get that one in.
I give Amato really the credit for the Ultra. Really, this was kind of his vision, for the line, kind of having the Ferrari of, and me and Eric, and Travis too. We all bought in like right away, to the idea of having something really kind of super deluxe and something that would be for app users. There was a lot of debate in the beginning about Ultras. God, how many do we make? Do we make it where you hit a certain level and it's unlimited? But then that doesn't seem right because the quantity should be somewhat limited. So there's a little bit of that debate. So anyways, I think the way that the journey's beginning for Ultra is really cool. I know Amato had developed the little F badge logo for the app, so that's, obviously you see that on the screen. So I think carrying that over into the badge and then kind of having that nice kind of like tonal, kind of like line work kind of sitting behind it. And then you'll see that kind of matched up on the backer card. You'll see it matched up on the front of the box is really kind of the expression of kind of the whole sleek and kind of elevated design, for the product.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they're super cool.
Do you know how many Ultras are left for people to be able to hit the million mark and get the other requirements?
Let me go into Shopify real quick. Let's see here. Multi-air. It says there's 15 available. So
okay,
in our system, sometimes we'll cut it off at 10. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So and that's kind of to have like enough for kind of like replacements and
makes sense.
Things go out. So so sometimes it goes all the way to 0, but here it says 15. So it could be 5, it could be 15. Like if you haven't got one, hurry up. It could be gone.
There you go. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So if you're sitting on a million points and meeting the other requirements, make sure that you're going ahead and getting into the app and ordering your Ultra today.
Yep, exactly.
That's awesome. It's a double-edged sword. Let me know what you guys think about it. But one, you expect something like that to almost sell out immediately, but the power restrictions, the qualifications you have to meet to get it, actually make it really kind of cool, because it's not just for an anyday collector. It's really kind of for the people who have invested quite a bit of time, quite a bit of money into FiGPiN, and it's kind of an ultra exclusive, right? So
I think where the levels were put was a little bit by design. It'd be kind of a little bit of a shame to kind of throw it up and have it disappear so quick. So on purpose, we knew we didn't have 1,000 people with the requirements, and so we but it let people kind of build to that and kind of hunt into that and do what they need to do to get there. So look, with 15 left, it looks like it's on its way to being gone here pretty soon. So
so Jason, Jason Ruiz just went ahead and made sure with several exclamation marks that there's 5 left. So.
Oh, Jason, there you go. 5 left. Thanks, bud. Yeah, going back to Jason. Jason is new this year. Definitely a highlight for us in 2022. Awesome teammate. But you know what sucked Jason into FiGPiN was actually Assassin's Creed. So I don't know if he's ever kind of been on here to tell his story, but it's one of my favorite stories, listening to talk about that. And, so he has a passion for Assassin's Creed. So we're sitting here kind of like spitballing back and forth, man. Hey, man, what about another Assassin's Creed kind of line, So I don't know, just kind of like, talk and, planning team doesn't even know that's going on. So we're just, spitballing ideas a lot of times.
Nice. Awesome. So Jason has not been on here. We've asked several times, so we're hoping to get Jason on.
Man, he'd be a great guest. Jason, what are you doing, man? Get on the show.
So what are you doing? Get on, huh?
So what does the ultras look like for 2023? What's coming in our future here?
Well, it looks like the pace of them is going to be about 4 a year, maybe more than that, but that's kind of the pace that I'm seeing, and that could change. I mean, a lot of things change all the time here, but I think that that's really kind of the what it looks like for 2023.
Very cool.
Alex, your cat is being adorable right now.
I guess I'll ask the elephant in the room question. Since we just talked about the box set, I'm not sure if you've seen, I know that it was the holidays when it released, and there was some confusion, some worry, some not sure what was going on about the shipping for the box set. So it looks like there was no mention of the box set not being included in the free shipping promotion as previous box sets had been, and it was being charged $20 now. So I know that's previously the box sets were $100 when it was shared that it was going up to $115, was attributing it to increased shipping costs, which I think that the community went ahead and accepted, as well as for whatever reason, you said it was for shipping. It went from $100 to $115, but then it was free shipping and no one worried about it. Now it's, now because people are being charged, I think it seemed like there was a concern about that. So, do you want to go ahead and comment about it? I know that Amato went ahead and shared in great detail, and I think addressed a lot of the people's concerns. I just want to give you an opportunity to go ahead and address that as well.
Look, if you guys want to yell at the screen, I'll take the credit for it. When you look at the P&L, we lost quite a bit of money in the free shipping, right, as a company. And really the two biggest problems for that were box sets and ultras. And so we kind of made a judgment call. I made the call, hey, let's, put that money on the box set. And apologize, guys, it wasn't communicated real well. So I saw that created quite a stir. Look, maybe tonight I can give away some APs, give a little bit back to the community. I mean, we love you guys. But chalk that up to poor communication on our part. Just to address the price point on box sets. If you think back to like Toy Story 4, it was a 5 pin set in a white box. And we really want to elevate that experience. And so then we had the Princess box that came out, and we kind of looked at the cogs on it and said, let's bump these to 115 to account for all the deluxe packaging. And, anyways, that was the decision. And then with the $50 free shipping, kind of where we were the P&L, that was the decision in the moment, and it was put forward and it wasn't communicated well. Hurts me, guys. I apologize. I'll give away some APs tonight, hopefully give back some, and hopefully that can make up for a little bit, and we'll do better, communicate better next time.
Well, and definitely appreciate that for sure. And I think that everyone is respecting that this is a business, and we as a customer and collector for FiGPiNs has to go ahead and respect, your business decisions, if we like it or not. But, it is a decision that you guys have to make to go ahead and continue making FiGPiNs, right?
Yeah, we'll make it up to you, put it that way.
And, just to kind of, I think really kind of like you were saying, to chalk it all up, communication is always key. Sometimes it's not necessary for everybody to communicate like it is kind of what it is sometimes. But I think you guys, for the most part, are always very upfront with everybody. So I don't think it's unheard of that prices for things have been pretty much climbing and climbing, right? I know UPS, and whenever I ship something, it's like, it's the holidays, prices are going up. I think a couple of the retailers have been sending some emails out saying that their price for shipping has gone up. So I think it's a pain point felt for many businesses out there, and of course for many collectors, because everything is becoming more, instead of going to inbox stores and buying it, it's shipping to our house, and those shipping costs always have that increase.
I guess another point of question was that, some people had issues was that it was a flat rate. So it didn't matter if you bought one or two, it was still the, $20 shipping. So I think that was also, some people are like, why am I being charged this, the same as someone that's buying 2 box sets, that. So I don't know if it's possible, instead of a flat rate, to just do it by weight, or, we understand that you guys are, like John said, a company, you have to worry about your, P&L and the bottom line, all that. But
I'll promise you this, we'll go back and look at it again. Obviously we want everyone to have a great experience, buying the product. It was a quick decision, before we released the product. So there wasn't, was it thought through all the way from our part on how it was communicated and rolled out? Probably not. So again, we apologize for that. But going forward, we'll do better. We'll communicate better. And look, we're always trying to provide you guys great value. You know what I mean? In everything that we can deliver. So kind of take that, and, we'll do better on the next one.
Sounds good. We appreciate it. I mean, you guys deliver great products, and of course we all want our box sets delivered to us safe and securely. So you guys are doing the best you can. So it's fine by me.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
I will say, when you open those box sets, the way Amato had designed those holders to hold them in place, where they have the cushion built around them, like, it's superb. Like, I haven't had one show up bashed up yet. So I mean, with that comes cost, but I appreciate it because I am an inbox collector, and I prefer it coming in nice and crisp versus all danged up because I chucked it onto my porch.
Yeah, I think that was, there's a lot of thinking, I think, from the first Toy Story kind of pieces packed in a white box. I don't know if anyone got that, kind of a white cardboard box, to what you get now is, we designed the actual shipper, in China. So it comes right into the warehouse, slap a label on, and kind of out it goes. You know what I mean? So it's very efficient and very thoughtful on kind of how it was built. So glad that you're enjoying that.
Very much so. So I know that we've seen this like roller coaster ride of low lot size pins to high lot size pins, and we're kind of like it looks like going more down towards lower lot size pins. So what's the strategy look like for 2023? How does that go ahead and play into your overall strategy, and are we expecting to go ahead and see more lower lot size pins with every now and then having some obviously more mainstream, more liked characters be higher volumes?
Yeah, I think
excuse me.
Look, I think Endo did a great job, right, with kind of the graphs that he put out. If you guys saw that on FiGPiN.DB, he showed kind of a graph of kind of number of units that FiGPiN put out last year. And with logo pins, he showed 350. And in our plan book, I see 336 kind of regular FiGPiNs. If you go back a year, I believe it was 216, and the year before that was 202. So, there was a lot of work internally, led by Amato and Kyle and Charles. And Jason's jumped in there, done quite a bit. Jackie's done quite a bit. On the planning team, Eric, of course, that really kind of allowed us to kind of like get a framework to organize how we're going to release waves. And we're really starting to kind of get out ahead of this process. So you'll see us go from 336, probably somewhere over 500 SKUs for next year. And so what that does is that gives us a lot of flexibility in keeping the run sizes organic to kind of what they should be, maybe what demand is, and not really forcing higher run sizes, to meet a sales need or to kind of be stuffed with too much inventory. So, the expansion kind of in the width of number of SKUs is really, going to make it great for collectors. It's going to be a lot to hunt for. There's going to be more limited stuff. There's going to be stuff that, is going to be like, great kind of like run sizes, for the collector community.
That's good. That's good to hear. I know we all like our limited stuff. So that's good to hear.
Always in for the hunt.
Exactly. Have you received any feedback about using the same molds, the glitter variants, the chases, etc., that would make you want to possibly change how FiGPiN handles those for the future?
Oh, 100%. I think variants are cool until they get too overdone, right? And so part of the ability for us to kind of get some of that width is also to be really thoughtful with how we variant stuff. I think, in the case of, let's say, MLB, I think the white and gold in the sports really works as a variant, right? The white package, the white backer card, the gold design, it just feels like a special variant kind of the original product. And I think not to overdo that, but to be thoughtful and make sure the ones that we do kind of have that magic, kind of feel that magic touch. I think we're all conscious of that and wanting to kind of strive to be that.
Yep. Okay. So we've also noticed on some different forums, is there any other pins that will be taken out of retirement or from like the vault status as you did with like the Assassin's Creed FiGPiNs?
I
So
think talked about that also, right? That it wasn't really taken out of retirement. But is there any other pins that you would be considering
that we would go back and do a variant of, you mean, so to speak?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything on the table right now. Let me just take a quick look.
That's where all the magic happens, right behind him, what we can't see. We need a little view of that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Behind the curtain here, right?
Just do a screen share.
I would, but let's see here. I mean, nothing's coming to mind, guys. You are still going to see some variants coming into 23 of things. So, things move slowly, right? Like we're right now working on things in Q3, Q4, 2023. But as far as like reaching back and then doing an older line, like we did Assassins in a new variant, there's nothing that I am seeing.
While you're looking at your magical computer there, I was told about 1 year ago today that there would be Legend of Korra avatar pins. Is that any closer to coming to be hanging up on my wall?
Who told you that?
I think it was Amato, right? Mentioned that Avatar was coming, the Legend of Korra.
I would say maybe.
I thought it was actually Dan that might have said that to you.
Maybe it was Dan. I don't. Maybe it was you, Dan.
Was it me?
Maybe.
I would say you're closer for sure.
That is so vague.
Oh, you know what? Okay, so I would say though, just going back to the last question, I don't see anything that kind of looks like an Assassin's Creed type of but it's not to say we wouldn't do it, right? I mean, if we were to come back and kind of revisit Justice League and take those same designs and do kind of like, a kind of variant on that, would that be interesting to everybody? Or would that be something to be like, no, FiGPiN, stay away, move on, keep doing new stuff? I'd be kind of curious to go to the chat, man, and see what they say,
As long as Flash is in there, I'll take it. Whatever, let's go. But I'm kind of on the edge of both. Like, I would love to see a variant of some of the old Justice League Flash, and then more importantly, like, Ultra Flash or any of the new variants Flash. Like, oh, that'd be epic. Definitely a good line.
Okay. Yeah, I know there's definitely some DC collectors in the group, So we are in the midst of kind of finishing a renewal with Warner Brothers, so that's good. So with our expansion in what we can do, I think there's a lot we can kind of get into in their library, that we haven't done yet.
Well, speaking of kind of like the different variances and the chases and all that, some of my favorite pins came from all of the cons and convention center meetings that you guys did, like some of the glitter, like Glitter Bond, the way his outfit came out, that Izuko from anime. I mean, some of those are phenomenal. What is FiGPiN's idea of cons this year, and are we going to see a lot of glitter variants like we have been, or are you going to have a lot of I think some of the cons, the bigger cons, had like 10, 12 different exclusives there. Do you have any idea of what 2023 has in store for us as far as cons?
I would say I guarantee we'll be at San Diego Comic-Con in a big way. I guarantee we'll be at New York Comic-Con in a big way. I guarantee we'll be at Anime Expo in a much bigger way than we have before. I would say everything else, we're taking a hard look at and evaluating what our con strategy is. Matter of fact, another new teammate to our team that came on about September of this last year is Robert Thompson. Robert was a former senior VP of Hot Topic. So Robert comes aboard as our chief merchandising officer, chief marketing officer. So right now this is in Robert's court to really kind of digest, look at kind of like our history from 22 with all the cons that we've done, and then look at 23 from the standpoint of, what would be the best way outside those three big ones I just named to kind of go and have a presence in other markets. How do we really engage more community interaction? How do we, bring the show on the road in a more meaningful way? Can we do it profitably, or can we do it, the least break even? So I would say the rest of our plans are still a little bit undefined as of yet. And we'll probably tidy that up here within the next, 1 to 2 weeks, of what we're going to finally do.
Will you be announcing your con schedule once you finalize it?
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think we would kind of let everybody know so they can kind of like earmark some destinations for where they want to go and where they want to be. And some of this might be a little bit fluid, Alex. Like, it's a really creative team that we have here with a lot of good ideas. And some of these ideas might happen late January,
Sure.
And so something might change. But I think it'd be fair that, at least my goal would be by the middle of this month to have a firm, this is what we're going, this is what we're doing. So if you guys want to, buy your tickets and make hotel reservations, we're going to be there, kind of thing.
Awesome. That's great.
Well, hopefully a lot of us have already got our San Diego con tickets. Oh man, that was a heck of a good time. Can't wait to see what we bring on. Excited to hear what all the announcements are.
And I know you mentioned a few cons that you guys will definitely have a bigger presence at. Well, at least a big presence at, not bigger, but there's some people asking FWOP 3.
Oh man, I think definitely leaning into. That's why I was on a call earlier today with Robert and Jason Amato. We were talking about this. It's kind of a sidebar from another conversation, but I really think, this community is so active, and I think they enjoy getting together so much. It's like, how could we not do an FWOP or kind of like the FiGPiN awesome party we never had, going back to like, I don't even know what year it was, 2019. But how do we kind of like really kind of hold these kind of more exciting engagements and get the community together, in a more fun kind of, way. So that's, some of the stuff we're talking about as well. And it could be like, hey, we're at San Diego. Let's take a night at San Diego and do something. Or in New York, let's do something while we're there in New York that's a little more organized and kind of more fun. So those are really fresh kind of conversations, and it kind of dovetails into kind of the whole con, kind of plan as well,
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I mean, if you do go ahead and, do FWOP in whichever format that you're looking at doing, we, what the FiGPiN team enjoyed going ahead and, being, a guest for you guys and having that opportunity to share with those that couldn't attend and giving them a little taste of what the experience is. So we would love to go ahead and have another invite if you would have us again.
Of course.
Awesome.
It was a fun time last year, running around, getting all the videos and pictures we could. That was fun.
So app updates.
Oh man.
Anything? I know that's really Amato's thing, but is there any?
That one, man. Is Amato in the chat?
I haven't seen it, but is there any anything with one, the app update, which obviously we're assuming is going to include battles as well as the in-app logo redemption.
Yeah, I think those are the two big things on their plate right now. I know that they've been working hard on the battles, and trying to get that to a place where I don't know if we have a date yet for any kind of release or anything. But I know that's high on the list. I know the redemption is also a priority on the list. So those would probably be, 1 and 2, and I'm probably forgetting some other stuff, but there's always something kind of like, moving, on the app. But those two for sure.
Well, when the battles do release, Dan, we'll have to throw some bows.
Okay, you got it, man.
Dan, any fun things or memories that you want to share of 2022? Maybe, something from a con, or maybe an achievement that you guys have had that maybe the community doesn't know that was, memorable for you?
Well, I think some of the highlights in 22 were, we dropped our first pins in Disney parks, so that was definitely a highlight. I remember making a trip to Florida, and I had the bootlegged Sorcerer Mickey that we had made, and I remember just getting grilled, man, by this guy about compliance and everything. We had the little kickstand backer, so he's sitting up there proudly, and I think they thought it was cool. But that was about a 45-minute meeting, and then it's like we came back a year and a half later, and kind of met with another group, and I think they were really. The Disney team was really impressed with the level of detail that we were achieving. And the original guy that grilled me, and it became a really good, kind of ally to kind of really get FiGPiN into the parks. And it started with that D23 set that was non-FiGPiN, FiGPiN, without the serial numbers. And that went over really well. And then we launched the whole line, and now it's planned deep into 24. So definite highlight to have the brand in Disneyland and the parks. I would say the next big highlight for me personally was to see the sports lines launched. The NBA pins and the MLB pins. I like the waves that we have coming behind those. But I think it was really fun. You know, I'm a sports fan, so you know, some of my favorite pins, and to kind of see those come to life was also awesome. So, a couple highlights there.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Speaking of
Definitely
the
cool.
fig pins in Disney, so I was just at Disney World over Thanksgiving, and I totally loved walking into those pin trader stores, seeing them up all on the walls. So many people would stop and look at them, and I was just like almost waiting for them to ask like a rhetorical question just so I could answer it for them. You know, like I was just kind of like, I was being a little creepy probably, but yeah, I was just so excited to see other people that, you know, had no clue what they were, just looking at them thinking they looked awesome. So it was very cool to see.
Yeah, totally.
It's definitely cool. When I was there, Orange Bird had just hit the shelves. It was definitely kind of an aha moment, right? Just like, oh man, they've made it. This is really neat. Like, oh, and then speaking of which, that I'm probably gonna say it wrong now, but Hatbox,
You said it right.
isn't that right? Hatbox.
Oh, that's a cool
uh,
pin. Yeah.
Such a cool pin. The way the head glows inside, almost as if you're on the ride, and you know the ghost appears next to you.
Yeah.
That's Casey and I's favorite ride. So every time
Yes,
we're going there, yeah.
Is you seen that in the
Haunted
park?
Mansion.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know the one.
He, I know they
Is that
started
pin
in
for sale
the
yet?
UK. I don't.
Say this
I
again.
don't.
I know they shipped. I just don't know if they've hit the parks yet. The Hatbox Ghost.
I believe FiGPiN alerts. I know I've seen him have one that is part of the lot size, but I think that it was purchased from Shop Disney UK. I don't think it was purchased in a Disney park.
Oh, okay, so
yet.
it's in Shop Disney UK already.
I believe
Yes,
so.
believe so.
I'm pretty sure, and
Okay.
FiGPiN alerts. I'm not sure if you're listening, but I think that he did share that.
Okay, I
he
see.
did receive one.
In the chat, they are Q1 so soon. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So that's our
There's
our favorite ride.
there's some super super fire Disney stuff, man, that's been made for pin trading that you guys haven't seen yet. That I think's some gorgeous work, man. You know, so we live so far in the future, man. It'll be fun to see that stuff when I actually see that stuff. You know.
Well, Chernobog, of course, from one of the cons, that was a really well done pin as well. So yeah, I mean, you guys have been knocking out of the park with some of that stuff. I'm super excited to see it.
Yeah, man. I think that the team keeps getting more refined and keep getting better at their craft, man. You know, it's fun to watch.
Well, Legacy Fox just wants to make sure that you're not talking about Q1.
I don't even know.
Oh, Legacy Fox, this is the show of leaks. Like all the leaks you gave us when you were on. I mean, it's okay.
We
Don't
need
talk
a
about
like
Q1.
we need a what the FiGPiN special leak here. So talk about Q1 all you want, Dan.
Man, I really, you know, I really can't leak anything, guys, because you know, now that we're getting a little more organized with marketing, and now that we have a lot of like kind of partners involved, I fear I'm going to screw something up. But
Okay.
I can tell you.
Well, here's a leak that you can ask. Maybe you. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
We are developing some new things. So you'll see some new things in 2023.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Sorry, I missed that. What?
We have some new things that we've been developing that we will announce and have out in the world in 2023.
That's very exciting.
So yeah, so you know, as the company grows, you know, we're growing kind of our expertise in licensing, in collectibles, in the pin space. It's just bringing us other opportunities that kind of broaden what we do and kind of add the same touch of magic, and now kind of the additional knowledge of, you know, some of the best practices in collectibles and licensing, you know, to explore some other things. So expect expect to see some new things from us in 2023.
That's exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do any of these leaks or names or anything, but do you happen to know if you have a drawing board of non-licensed FiGPiN creations?
I'm not sure.
Such as like
yeah, he broke up a little bit. So I think the question was, do you have on the you know, for the 2023 or moving forward, any non-licensed FiGPiN? So you did you know, you the Statue of Liberty, you did the Sasquatch. So do you have any new non-licensed FiGPiNs that you're going to be going ahead and looking at for the future?
You know, I know that's something we're always going to be looking at because we love to. I've heard some ideas kind of being thrown around. I don't know if it's on the drawing board yet, but you'll definitely see some non-licensed, you know, kind of characters come to life. When I don't know, but I guarantee you will see something probably in 23.
Awesome.
We're looking forward to it. I know Lady Liberty was one of my favorites. That was an awesome pin.
100%.
Definitely cool. So you had mentioned that when you received Altair, you had a few different molds or presses of that character. Do those pins still exist? Does someone in your team, do you have them? Is it in the warehouse, or is it in the, you know, your office?
Why do you want to know, John?
Well, I would love to go ahead and see what they look like. I mean, that's more the, like, you know, what did they actually look like when, you know, that you guys were like, yeah, this is great. This is something that we have.
You know, we have a man, since COVID, stuff's been packed away. But recently it's gotten brought out of the storage unit into the office, actually right in front of Levi's desk. There's these kind of black bins with little drawers, and it will say like FiGPiN number, you know, 60 or whatever that FiGPiN is. You open the little drawer, and going back like when we first started, you know, with kind of like FiGPiN 1 up to, I don't know, probably into the hundreds, we would do platings in silver, nickel, and black nickel, and sometimes gold, and sometimes even rose gold. I think the first Princess line, we did platings in all those four. So in any of those drawers, you'll see like, you know, full-on prototypes. I remember for Soul Calibur, I think I've told this story before, we were going to do Nightmare as the character. And we made a full-colored Nightmare. We made actually a black variant of that Nightmare as well. So those I think are still sitting in the drawers. Man, I'm trying to think what else is there. So yeah, if you look in the Assassin's Creed drawers, I'm sure they're in there. I don't know if it's from the very first kind of prototyping. It might be from the sample runs of the actual first legitimate run. The kind of like really original prototypes. Man, I don't, you know, good guess. Might be in a shoebox somewhere, you know, in the storage unit. Who knows, man? I mean, maybe like that old Harry Potter. I don't know if you guys saw him with the scarf, and like he was a Ash from Pokemon, you know,
yep.
kind of thing, you know, prototype. Like Ken Griffey Jr. a prototype. I mean, some early kind of stuff, you know.
I need
that
this
Ken Griffey though.
What?
She says, I need Harry Potter. I'm sitting there like, nah, where's that Ken Griffey Jr.?
There's some people that are saying that, you know, poor Levi is going to have his
yeah,
and blow up because you're telling you shared where it's at now. So
everybody's
Levi,
like,
sorry,
I need
sorry,
a
man.
picture on your story a day.
Right, guys, do we have any other questions that we want to chat about with Dan? Is there anything that we missed?
Oh, I guess an open-ended one for Dan is there anything that you would like to share that maybe we haven't covered and something you would like to tell us about?
Here, you know, I always like to kind of like poll the audience. So I think one of the biggest things we try to keep our eye on is how do we grow the collector base, right? With FiGPiN. So I will throw that question to the chat, because I know there's a lot of like, you know, passionate collectors out there. But you know, if you were sitting at FiGPiN and you're like, man, how do we really grow our collector base, get more new people into collecting FiGPiNs? What are some of the things that you would look to do? I'd love to kind of hear your answers.
That'd be cool. So, and I know that I think you asked this question I pretty recently, and I'm pretty sure that it was Professor FiGPiN maybe went ahead and kind of pulled, you know, what the licenses, you know,
Yep.
the most popular licenses and the most popular characters out of those licenses. So I know that there was some information there. So like with that information that he was able to share with you, like what did that look like at that point? And I mean, yeah, obviously a great opportunity to go ahead and do it now with some of the community.
Yeah, man. Is the professor in the house? Like, you know, let's get an Excel spreadsheet going on this stuff.
I'm sure he will go ahead. Well, he's still he's not on in school right now. He's, you know, he's on his winter break for teaching. So.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
he'll be
he's
more than
so
happy to
awesome.
do it.
He's really, you know, he really kind of, you know, throws himself in the DM and will be like, hey, you want me to organize this information? So I think he actually organized one on Simpsons. I haven't shared yet. Sorry, I will get to that. But on the one that he did organize with kind of the request for licenses, and the question is what new licenses would you like to see from FiGPiN that you haven't seen? And then the other question is, what's your favorite license of the licenses we have? You know, we do have. He kind of made a couple charts, and I can tell you that on the one of the ones that we haven't produced a line for, I would say there's a significant amount of those you're going to see FiGPiNs for, which is pretty exciting. So I think, like, you know, what the audience wants, you're going to see at some point in the future, you know, kind of thing.
Very cool. So, and I mean, it looks like obviously, you know, a lot of, I'm just scrolling through since you asked the question, and I mean, some of the ones that are not like do, you know, more of this or Star Trek or NASCAR, I see more community events. Stop pricing them out. I'm not sure what, I mean, maybe, yeah, it was kind of, I think I know what the commenter is talking about, but I'm not sure if hackathon.
Some people said throw APs into random orders instead of giving them to retailers.
Okay. I'm writing these down.
But again, that doesn't really help the question that Dan asked. How do they go ahead and reach out to more collectors? More detail on the app. I think it would be
advertising. That's really vague.
Oh, so here's Mr. Matrix Man. Some more promotional pins, how you did with the pre-orders that worked with when you worked with GameStop. So I believe actually Altair might have been, or Bayek, I think was one of those pins. I think you had Hayachi. Was it Atreus maybe when God of War came out? You had as a I know Kakarot when that video game came out.
Yeah. We did Heihachi. We did Bayek from Assassin's Creed. We did Soul Calibur. We did a promotion for Soul Calibur. Kakarot from Dragon Ball. I think with Target we did like Android 18.
Yep.
And we did do. I don't know if we did a Kratos. We had God of War at Target. I don't know if it was anything exclusive at that time. We did do, you know, the variant at GameStop, but I don't think it was promotional. But yeah, the promotions are great. That's a good kind of reminder. We did the little Boruto with the game when that Boruto game came out. Let's see what else we got in there. Be at random events, have pins specific to events. Maybe the music artists. How about exclusive music FiGPiNs? You don't get their concerts. AP chances will increase sales. Referral program. Display that was in Target would be good in smaller collectible stores or places like GameStop and Hot Topic. These are all good. Here's a question. How many of you guys came into FiGPiN? Your first FiGPiN was from like a GameStop or a Target or a Walmart. Sound off in the chat.
Mine was the Best Buy one.
Mine was Target.
Best Buy, Target,
GameStop.
GameStop.
I was just talking with Rudy actually, and he was talking to his buddy, and he was showing him some FiGPiNs, and his buddy was like, "Hey, I have one of those. I don't know what they are, but I got it from ordering. It was the Soul Calibur from the game." So that was kind of fun. That was kind of fun to hear that.
That was. Well, I'm seeing a lot of Target, GameStop, Walmart, NYCC, Target, D23, Walgreens, Blizzard, Target, GameStop, NYCC. So, I mean, I think that's part of our strategy too, right? Is to be back into, the right kind of like major retail stores with kind of the right strategy, So that's something we're working on getting right. So we have a better presence there. And FiGPiNs are accessible to walk into a store and buy one, as well as kind of like through, all the FiGPiN.com, especially, kind of a blend,
Would it make more sense since to have like, a lot of major retailers have their own little store within Amazon? Would it make sense for you guys to have your own little store within Amazon as well?
It could. We are set up with Amazon. We just, what I mean? It's just like we're hasn't been a priority, Alex. I feel like people can buy from FiGPiN.com or, I know a lot of kind of like our specialty guys might do their thing on Amazon. So we've just kind of left that kind of where it is. Not to say that wouldn't be a good idea in the future. I do think the exclusives are working for stores that, get into it. They kind of have their own pins, kind of, their own kind of mini lines to kind of work within. That seems to be good.
I was just curious because like I know people go to Amazon when they're just searching random things like maybe My Hero collectibles, right? And maybe a FiGPiN would pop up, but they wouldn't necessarily know to go to FiGPiN.com if they don't know what a FiGPiN is. So
no, it's a great point.
They just see something, random. It just happens to pop up in a search, like I see them all the time, when I'm doing weird search on eBay and Mercari, FiGPiNs will pop up and obviously I know what they are, but some other people don't.
Yeah, I've seen a referral program in here a couple times.
Or like a loyalty program. I mean, for us returning customers.
Of course. All right.
And I did see that there was a comment, which is true. And I'm not sure if it was your guys' decision because of how it was being handled at the big box retailer, to kind of change that strategy for a little bit. But the big box retailers did not go ahead and do justice for, keeping your product stocked well, looking nice, displayed well. I mean, I know at my Target personally, my own personal story was, they were going ahead and putting them all over the place. I found a side cap that had nothing on it, and I took every FiGPiN and put it on the side cap, so at least it was in its own little spot. And actually, the employees were trained then to go ahead and put any new FiGPiNs in that same spot. When it was me that did it, I just to like try to get it to a point where people could see it, and it was right down the video game section aisle. So
it was crazy because I get Excel reports from Target showing the inventory in stores. And so there's probably about, I don't know, like 8 Targets in Washington State. And I go visit them. And I go to the section where the display is supposed to be. It's like, the display's not there. I'm like, but there's no FiGPiNs there either. And so, Target up at their kind of little counter had them like all stacked underneath their counter, like the customer service thing in electronics. I'm like, oh man, like, how's anyone going to see these here? You know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of random per store. You know what I mean? And it always showed like a way higher number of in stock than was actually in the store. So then that store wouldn't like trip a reorder to get more fig pins to the section. And so I think like the idea that, we could put those displays in there and have a smooth program to have them refilled, it just didn't work. You know what I mean? So now the thinking is, are we better going back to kind of the original idea when we first started with Target of doing almost like little shipper displays that come in, they sell out, throw it out, put the next shipper display in. So it's its own contained little unit. We're probably going to be going more in that direction, with some of the retailers as we go. It's just like you can kind of contain it yourself, and kind of put it there.
Just so people know what you're talking about, because I know there's a lot of newer collectors, so this is what they would come in these.
Yeah. You would, John. You would have one.
Yeah, went to the archive for that.
I figured he was going to be tall in the hands.
Yeah, no, I might have taken one or two when back in the day when you guys used to do that. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of great stuff. So that was shared and it is still continuing to be shared. FiGPiN available in other countries, Canada, Japan.
I was gonna say I've been seeing a lot of making available in Japan. I mean, if you think about it, Demon Slayer is the #1 anime, right? Over there, especially. So if you can get, those into maybe Japan's market, I mean, Gundam, Demon Slayer, Avatar, a lot of the animes. And then I did something also about when you search FiGPiN's website's not the first one that pops up on Google. So maybe just increasing your, social media presence.
No, some good ideas. I'll have to go back and kind of go through the chat here. I see a lot of comments I kind of want to look at. But I
don't know.
Yeah,
that's interesting because the first two, and I'm sorry, Dan, to interrupt you, but the first two things that I just Googled was, besides like the shop FiGPiN stuff, which there is some random stores that I've never even heard of that have stuff stocked in FiGPiN. But when I get to the actual searchings, FiGPiN is my first one, and then Amazon actually is the second option for FiGPiN in my Google search. So I'm not sure if that's like what that looks like, if that's different for everyone in their search engines.
Yeah.
It would be kind of interesting for the SEO of like hitting some of those key tags, maybe even doing like those partnering links. So, if you're tagged in with Target or big box stores or the retailer stores, if you can, cross link them, maybe not even necessarily on the front page or whatever, but I do know that also helps bump up those search results for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of good online ideas. It's funny though, I think the majority of everyone on here came to a FiGPiN in hand-to-hand combat, right? Like I saw it at GameStop, I picked it up at Target, I got it at Disneyland, kind of thing. So, we have to be present kind of out there and in a good, kind of merchandised way,
So I've seen this a couple of times now also, Dan. People are saying a monthly or bi-monthly subscription box to FiGPiN. I'm not sure if that's something that FiGPiN wants to get into, but I know that there's several retailers that, that might go ahead but I mean, again, just some ideas that I've seen being thrown out here.
Yeah. Right. I mean, would you guys want that? Like, would you like if John, you're a Dragon Ball Z, kind of passionate, FiGPiN collector, and you get a subscription box and it comes and it has, let's say Hello Kitty and Scooby-Doo And
If you couldn't tell, I'm trying to collect every single one. So me, yes, I would go ahead and I would be for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I mean, it's
obviously,
something to think about. There's some cool stuff that's coming in 23. I'm excited when we're ready to kind of like show it to you guys. But I don't know, the subscription box thing is interesting, you know. I guess we can kind of keep kind of thinking about that, you know, and what would be a good way to do it that would make sense, you know. I mean, shoot, like we're dropping stuff like almost every week. Like it, you know, like is a subscription just like overkill at that point? I don't know, you know.
So not to compare you guys to Funko or anything, but Funko does do those
happens all the time.
monthly subscription boxes, right? That are themed. So they usually get like a themed shirt with, you know, the couple exclusive Funkos, maybe a pin of some sort, which I know our FiGPiNs are pins, but you know, just a decal sticker of some sort. So it doesn't all have to be FiGPiNs per se, but maybe around your guys' merch. I know you guys were looking at going down the t-shirt, the hat, you know, type avenue. I don't know how often you guys could recreate something like that, but
yeah, no, I hear you, Alex. I think did you guys ever belong to Loot Crate? And you guys ever subscribed to Loot Crate?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, dude,
Still
after a while,
for my last one.
Stop, man! No more Loot Crates. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the t-shirts are pretty fun. But like, I don't want to put out product just to put out product. I think there has to be a real, you know, kind of pride in the art that we're developing, the kind of specialness you kind of want to put forth with it. I think sometimes when you get on that hamster wheel with a subscription, I don't know. We'd really have to make it kind of like unique and feel really good that we're putting something like, you know, super legit, you know, in your hands to think about that. So, you know, never say never, but it's not in the plans right now.
I do see maybe it's 2 or 3 comments I don't know seen happen in the last 30 seconds here, but having official merchandise that allows people to carry, like actually display their pins as they're walking around. So let me see.
I agree with that. I think the lanyard that we did was an attempt to do that. You know, it was made a little bit bigger and a little bit fatter to, you know, work with, you know, kind of 3-inch FiGPiNs that had the little card on it with the drilled holes. I think that was like, you know, kind of like a early Gen 1 of an attempt, but I think there can be a more sophisticated kind of development of accessories, you know, that might be wearable that could be cool for sure.
Man,
and you guys might know, I don't remember who the collector is, but there's definitely someone that has a backpack that has
Zero.
Zero. He has his like plastic view case that obviously no one can off, but I mean, just something like that. And I think that Van Harris made a comment about, like some type of bag that you can go ahead and walk around with at the cons to go ahead and obviously it's then free marketing for you. Someone's walking around with a officially licensed, you know, FiGPiN bag or whatever, showing off those different products that you guys offer. You know, another way to go ahead and be able to reach more people.
Right. I think I think these are good ideas. I think you know, to really kind of what we're talking about is an accessory line, right? To really kind of like accessorize with FiGPiN in a way to kind of show it off, you know, at cons or on your way to work or whatever it is, in a cool way, you know.
Very cool.
So I get that.
Awesome.
Can you imagine like a purse, like so we walk around with a purse with a little view screen in it or something? Like that'd be sweet. Put them on the sleeves of the backpacks. Shoot.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, I think that let me press pause and rewind that. I'll press play now. I've got my thoughts together. I think that we've gone through everything unless Alex or Battle have anything else they want to ask. You know, Dan, I know that you've just asked a great question to the community for sure. Think that we've got some good feedback. I did see Professor FiGPiN say, hey, he'll put together the data if you want him to. But is there anything else? Go ahead.
Thanks, Professor.
Guys, is there anything else that we want to ask Dan? Or Dan, is there any other questions that you may have for us?
I don't think so. I would like to throw a few APs out to the audience though.
Well,
So maybe you can help me in selecting, selecting 5 kind of patrons of What the FiGPiN, and we'll send them out an AP as kind of a thank you and a way to kick off 2023.
Oh man, that is so awesome. Thank you very much.
So, and I did see, I'm not sure who this is. They're posting as FiGPiN Anonymous, but can stores, and I assume they mean retailers, sell APs now? So instead of using it as a promotional item, they're going ahead and selling APs. Is that something? I'm not even sure if you might know this answer or not, but
Well, I think when it's their AP, well, you have to go back and kind of see what's been promised already. We'll get back to you on that question.
Okay. Very cool. I went ahead and just scrolled up to the very top of my thing, and I am choosing FiGPiN.Marvel as one of the people that will go ahead and get an AP from Dan. So FiGPiN Marvel, if you can reach out to What the FiGPiN on Instagram or Facebook. Of course, I don't have a pen here. Let me just take a note down. Alex and Battle, if you want to go ahead and scroll through the chat and pick someone.
Let's see here.
Just gonna randomly scroll and stuff.
Yep, that's all I did. I just went ahead and scrolled as far as up I could go and picked the first person that was at the top of the list there.
Let's do Pretty Rocket.
Pretty Rocket, congratulations. If you can go ahead and reach out to us on What the FiGPiN.
I scrolled just randomly and it stopped on a James Robinette.
James Robinette. Congratulations, James.
Oh crap, no, I can't hear.
There's
Shane,
this,
Shane is saying that we better pick him.
Just kidding.
Get Alex and Battle. You can pick. Dan, you said 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said 5.
Get Alex and Battle. You can choose 2 more people, please.
Luca Costa.
Luca Costa. Congratulations, Luca. Did he just drop by accident?
Yeah, it looks like he dropped.
Let me see. Well, and can we I'm gonna go ahead and pick Getty Up since it's his birthday today.
Getty Up, birthday present.
Awesome. Well, FiGPiN Marvel, Pretty Rocket. Is it Pretty Rocket or Petty Rocket? I might have put the wrong thing down. James Robinette, Luca Costa, and Getty Up. Please reach out to us at WTFiGPiN on Instagram. We would go ahead and need your name and shipping information so we can go ahead and pass it on to Dan. As a thank you, Dan has went ahead and given you guys an AP.
Hey, this is kind of a little random case on that, but as I was scrolling up, I actually saw Animus, if I'm saying that right, in there. I have some of the giveaways all boxed up and ready to go. I'm printing labels for them. I should be taking them to the post office tomorrow, but I think Animus is one of the ones I was still missing or can't find. If you could reach out to me and send me your address one more time, but I think I got everybody else's lined up and ready to go.
Very cool. And as
also, sorry to interrupt, John. We are 3 subscribers from 500 subscribers.
Oh,
we have a giveaway once we hit 500 subscribers. So please, if you are new to the chat or have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Let's get that to 500 tonight.
That'd be awesome.
Very cool. And we have one other giveaway that we want to do, and this actually This pin was already went ahead and given away when we had Rudy as our sponsor. It was the mini Hedwig, and V Harris or Van Harris went ahead and actually won that pin. He reached out to us and asked us to go ahead and give that pin away to another FiGPiN / What the FiGPinner. So we appreciate that, V Harris, very much.
Thank you for paying it forward, V Harris.
Definitely. So Battle, I will let you go ahead and scroll, and you can pick whoever it is that you would like to give the mini Hedwig away. This is thanks to V Harris going ahead and paying it forward and giving it back to the community. So
all right, well, hopefully I won't lose my audio again this time, but if I do, give me a second, I'll be right back.
We just got to 500 subscribers.
Oh, sweet.
Hey, there you go.
Awesome. Now I have to find that pin that we're giving away. So Dan, well, as Battle's looking for it to go ahead and pick the the winner for the mini Hedwig, I just wanted to go ahead and thank you, one, for all that you do for the community, but also supporting us, myself, Alex, and Battle with What the FiGPiN. It's been a pleasure for sure. I think you're just as surprised as the three of us that we've been doing this for 48 weeks now. But it's definitely been fun.
You guys are amazing, man. I should be thanking you. What are you talking about? Like, it's really cool that you guys have taken your own time to put together the show and these thoughtful agendas and questions and making it fun for the community. Like, we all kind of owe you, man, a big round of applause, man. Really thank you guys,
Well, we appreciate that for sure.
And
we have a heck of a good time doing it. With that kind of being said, if there is anything you would like to see from us or have any ideas for us, definitely let us know. We'd love to put it into play.
So
hey, you should get Jason on here, man.
Jason, it's coming from the boss. Come on with it.
No, but like I said,
so-
we have a great team. I think it'd be fun for you guys. It'd be fun for the community to kind of see some of the other teammates, from FiGPiN, come on here. I know Eric's come on here before, of course, Amato, but even Jason or a Charles or Robert, maybe when he's a little more ready. There's Jackie. It'd be really interesting to hear Jackie's kind of like still her. Derek I know is in here all the time.
Derek's the man.
There's a lot of really talented people that are fun to talk to. It'd be cool to hear their stories.
Very much agreed.
I saw, Alex, you said we hit the 500. That's awesome.
yes, we're actually at 502.
All right. Excellent. Great stuff.
Very cool.
I don't know if you heard me, but I was scrolling up. Did we pick that one for the V Harris giveaway?
Go ahead.
Everyone is saying to give it to Christina.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Christina, she said that she subscribed today. So hell yeah, good call, audience. That's what I like
There
to
we
hear.
go.
All right.
All right.
So Christina, congratulations. Thank you, V Harris, for going ahead and paying it forward. Please reach out to us at WTFiGPiN on Instagram. We'll go ahead and need your name and address, and Battle will get that out to you, as well as FiGPiN Marvel. Is it Pretty Rocket or Petty Rocket? I can't remember now. James Robinette, Luca Costa, and Getty Up. Make sure you go ahead and reach out to us so we can get your information and pass it on to Dan. Sorry, my talk to text was going crazy on my phone. I didn't want to mess up the winner list there. But Dan, it truly is a pleasure. I know that we're like probably 20 minutes over what we had shared with you, so we want to be respectful of your time, and thank you for going ahead and giving us extra time of yours.
No, totally. My pleasure, guys.
It's definitely awesome to have you as the first guest for 2023, and looking forward to a great year. So, I think you shared, 330 something SKUs that you have planned right now, possibly going up to, over 500, which is chock full of amazingness. And we're excited to see what the year brings.
Yeah, should be our best year yet, guys. I think we're all super pumped. I think everyone's gonna be excited about what we have coming. So thank you, everyone. Have an awesome night, and a happy 2023.
Happy New Year,
Happy
Dan. Thank you, guys.
2023.
And I don't know if you remember, we go ahead and we do this thing as an ode to our old show. Battle will go ahead and do a countdown for us to share our thanks for where we started at FiGPiN Boosters, and we go ahead and say boost awesome, especially since it's right in the middle of your guys' coin.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. But Alex and Battle, do you guys have anything to finish off the show?
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, viewers.
Alex?
100%. Let's keep those subscribers going. Hit the like button on this thing. Let What the FiGPiN be the official news for FiGPiN. Let's do it. Let's get
Let's
it.
kick 2023 in the butt. Heck yeah. Hope everybody has a great year.
Very cool. All right, Battle, we'll leave it up to you, man.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. In 3, 2, 1.
Boost awesome, guys.
Battle
Have a great night.
awesome.
All right.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.